What is up, my friends? Welcome back here to another Call of Dragons video. So today, we're going to talk about how hard is it to really get T5 in Call of Dragons. So as you guys know, at the end of the day, the goal in Call of Dragons is to reach the maximum technology of getting into T5. Currently, I'm in the road of going to the T5 mark in here. As you guys can see, there's still a lot for me to work on. So what is it really that you need to reach tier 5 in Call of Dragons, and why is tier 5 so important? So let me talk about the why is tier 5 so important first. Tier 5 units is very important because this is going to be the last unit level that you are going to be able to obtain within the game. And in that sense, you are also going to get the most stats from the T5. So the T4s are great, but once you go into T5, you can see there's a significant amount of boost on the stats. And then also the power, you can see from power of 4, it jumps to the power of 10. Now, when you move from T4 to T5, the skills of the units in here does not change. Only the stats change. And another thing to understand, whenever you move from T1 to T5, you will notice that there is a significant amount of decrease in the marching speed. As you can see over here, 242 marching speed for the Elk Riders, T2, 230 for T3, 219 for T4, and then T5 is 208. Same thing with the flying units. Same thing with the archers in here. So if you go for mage as well, you're gonna see decrease of marching speed as well. So as you get stronger units, they are gonna hit a lot of power. They'll have more defense. They'll have more magic defense. They'll have more load capacity. They'll have a little bit more engineering as well. But the marching speed will decrease. So just keep that in mind as you progress and work towards to getting tier 5. Now, how hard is it to get to T5? Now, maybe you guys have seen players out there that have gotten T5 so easily. Well, they did get the T5 so easily by spending a lot of money within the game. So that costs a lot of money. So I would expect to get to tier 5 is roughly right around 20 to 25k when you try to rush it. Now, a lot of players will just drop this money and then, be contented for that because they have T5, they can pretty much dominate within the game. So if you have the amount of money that you can drop that much amount into the game within the first month or within the first season, then that is amazing. You'll get T5, you get to wreck everyone. But at the end of the day, not everyone can obtain this. I am now reaching into my 3rd season in Call of Dragons. I have started in Season 1 and Server 14, Season SS1 in, here where I am right now. And then we're moving to Season 2, which is going to be in the next few days. And I have not reached T5 yet, which is absolutely okay as well because in the server that I am in, we don't have a lot of tier 5 players. So if I look into my rankings right now, as you can see in the personal rankings, I am currently at top 17. So we got Mikey as T5, and then Crow, T5, Alba, and then we got a few guys in here who are, I think they're T5 already or getting near to having T5 unlocked in here. So I'm 30 million. I'm really not that far. Once you reach right around 40 to, I think maybe about 45 million is when you can actually unlock the T5 units here in Call of Dragons. So 45 million is the mark in here. So what do you really need and how hard is this? So like I said, you can, buy the bundles in here. I would say buy the City of Hope, buy the Path of Knowledge, always do the daily deals because you need to have good heroes as well. If you're going to reach T5, if you don't have good heroes, then it's practically useless. Once you have reached T5, you don't need to buy City of Hope or Path of Knowledge, by the way. Then I would say focus your spending into maybe the Season 1 tokens in here, the Hero of Tamaris, or buying the March of Conquerors. But these are the first 2 things that you really, really need to work on. Now, Should you buy the time of harvest? I don't really think you need to buy the time of harvest, because what you need to do is build a farm account. Even though there is a limitation of how much resources you're gonna get, build a farm account. One is to supply you, through assist modes, and then the next mode that you can do is pillage mode. So you can pillage a city that use as a farm account, because the resources that you can get is two different things for pillaging and as well as for assist. So if we go here, you can see weekly loot limit. I can do 300 million resources of loot, 100 million weekly resource limit in here to be transferred. So if you have a bunch of farm accounts that will gather resources, you can definitely cap onto 400 million per week, depending on the activity that you can do and how many accounts that you have on Call of Dragons. So this is an option you can do, so you don't have to spend money into the resources within the game. So utilize this method, because if you don't utilize this method, you are going to be spending a lot more money into the game. Now, if you are free to play, you might want to do this also. Have some farm accounts. You can use the resource that you get extra for resource healing to allow you to combat more into the battlefield. Now, as I mentioned, getting to T5 is difficult. You have to spend a lot of money, or else you can do is what I do. I grind. If you're free to play, it's going to take you a year, just to let you guys know, not to discourage you guys, but it will take you about a year to get to T5, depending on how your activity is. Can be much faster than that as well. But here's the thing. I would say I would recommend the pattern that I'm doing. I'm not spending a whole lot. I think I have spent right around $4,000 to $5,000 currently. And I've gotten a lot of rewards through the Behemoth raids and through merits. When we buy into the merit shop as well, I got some speed ups in here. So these are some of the things that I would say that I would recommend in here. If you are in a very whale alliance as well, you're gonna get more speed ups as well, and as well as VIP. So currently I am not in a very big spending alliance, so it's also hard for me to get more speed ups. So everybody has their own different situations in here. So if I spend 4 or 5 grand in here and I'm in a very high spending alliance, I get a lot of speed ups and I can probably get T5 already. It really just depends on the situations that you are in as well. So anyway, 4 to 5 grand I've spent so far. So I would say probably to get my T5, I'll probably need to spend $3,000 more. I would say maybe right around $7,000 to $8,000 total to get me to T5 with the slow pace that I am doing. And with that also being said, as I try to reach T5, I already actually have 4 maxed out legendary heroes in here. I got Bakshi, Lilia, Emery's, and Velin. Now, to get to T5, you first really need to get your City Hall to 25. Once you've reached City Hall 25, the next thing that you want to do is to get your Alliance Center to 25. And then the next goal is to get your Research Academy to 25. So I am still in the process of doing this. You'll also need your hospital to 25. To get your hospital to 25, you'll also need to get your rally center to 25. As you can see, you also need to buy some master blueprints as well, 2,000 gems. So I will need to get my rally harp in here to level 25. I'm actually moving from 23 to 24 now. So in level 25, I'll be able to max out 2 million rallied army capacity. And I believe you'll also need to work onto your watchtower in here as well to get to 25. So you'll need these to basically get this School of Sage or the Research Center to get it to 25. And when then, you will then need to work on the technology. As you can see, I have a stopping point right now in here. The assault strategies, I need to get the supply chains 2. All right. So the supply chains 2 is what? Is the end here. So this supply chains 2 is the end. And I need to get this to unlock, right? I need to get this. Or at least I believe I need to max it out. Because it says here, I need it to level 10. So if I need to get this level 10, that means I need everything in here in the economic technology to be level 10 as well. So I still got a lot of ways to go. So you can see, for me to get to the land of plenty, I need basically all of this. Scholarship, see, I need to work on this. See, container upgrade as well. And not just that, there is a limit in here later on I forgot which tree it is that is going to tell me right here. So for me to unlock the T5 in here, as you can see, this is the requirements as well. I will need to get the research center to 25 in here as well. So here's my suggestions to you guys when you're taking this path that I'm doing, the slow path or the turtle mode. What I would say is the approach in this is that whenever there is event, compete on every single event. You don't have to win number one, but win in a few places in there so that you can accumulate tokens. Whenever you're working on minutes events, you want to focus onto this path, onto the economic technology. When you're looking into the power events, you want to go into the military tech, because in the military tech, you are going to get significant amount of power once you finish a research. Another thing that you can do is, complete, the speed ups in the minutes event, and then collect the research on the time that there is a power up event. So this is what I've been doing. That's why it took me a little bit longer in here, but I'm getting the maximum rewards as I can. Now, a few things that you can do to improve your progress within the game is really just by defeating Darklings and Darkling patrols, doing some rallies. When you defeat the Darklings and Darklings patrol or the peacekeeping units, you're going to get some sentinel arrows. And then when you do rallies for the fortress, you are going to be able to get those treaties. So let me show you right here. When you rally, you can have a chance to get the treaty in here, which is going to help you to upgrade your what is this thing called, your rally center. One thing that I also did to help me out progress in here, I also bought some speed ups in here from the host tokens, and I also got some treaty as well. And one thing to indicate in here, once your season ends, on the very beginning of the season, you have a chance to buy 1,000 treaty in here. So if you get the anointed, you're going to get that. So just keep in mind when you move into the next season, go and buy these, because these are quite important to obtain, and as well as getting the legendary hero token. I would say really do the daily grind, do your daily missions, weekly, seasonal, get all of this. Rewards, you can get some speed ups from here. Do some of those Darkling guards as well, so that you can get stronger, more for like artifacts though for this one. But for the most part, all you gotta do is, participate in events, grind, and join in those behemoth raids. What else? Participate in combat to get the merits, and hopefully you're in a good alliance that there's spenders so that you can help you to, progress faster within the game. But all you really need to do is really put some time into the game, put some elbow grease into it, and grind a little bit so that you can, progress faster within the game. So it's all about time in here. I know the CP is a bit of a struggle to obtain a lot of them, so as your progress is also limited, but I would say find CP runes and do them. And if you're going to make any upgrades, get a rune to upgrade. If you're in the late stages of the game, I would say get some 15% rune to help you out, but always try to get runes before you make an upgrade, get your helps, and get your CP recovery as well. So these are some of the things that I would recommend for you guys to do. I know the video is a little bit like jumbled up. I didn't really had a blueprint for talking about this. I just kind of want to talk about how hard is it to obtain T5. I am in the road of getting T5. It is still a struggle. I'm hoping that I can unlock it in the next season that I'm going to go into. So that can help me out. That can really help my alliance out to succeed here in Call of Dragons. So my goal is next season we'll get T5. I might spend a little bit in a rush just to get my T5 and get it over with. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying Call of Dragons. Let me know in the comment section below if you've watched until the end in here. How far are you from getting to T5, and how much have you spent within the game? Are you a free-to-play or not? Anyway, I'll see you guys again next time.